A different kind of video today because I'm standing up. You see, I can move everywhere, I can express myself better. But today we will be reacting to my Premier League prediction. So in the start of the season, I made a table prediction, and we will see how correct and how false I am. So the three teams I predicted to get regaliated this season are Bournemouth, Fulham, and Nottingham Forest. The three teams that were promoted from the second league division of England. And turns out they did survive really good, and I'm impressed, I have to say. But them surviving made three other teams get regaliated who were in the Premier League before, and these three teams are Southampton, Leeds United, and Leicester. Yikes. Leicester being regaliated is a huge one because they won the league in 2006. How do you go from winning the league to getting regaliated? Don't make sense. I think the three teams that were promoted this season, Fulham, Bournemouth, and Nottingham Forest, survived really well. Nottingham Forest being 16, Bournemouth 15, and Fulham surprisingly 10th. I can't believe Fulham got 10th. That's better than Chelsea. Chelsea, by the way, what a terrible season they had. Third last season, and now they're all the way down to 12th. They're not even in the middle of the Paris. L Chelsea. Round of applause for Fulham. And now for the team I predicted to get 7th, which is, what is it? Europa Conference League. It's Leicester. Wow, okay. I thought Leicester would have a much better season, but nah. I expected Leicester to get Europa Conference and end up 7th, but they finished 17th and got regaliated. What a plot twist right there. Also, Tottenham, the team I support, got qualified for absolutely nothing, and this is embarrassing. We got so much good signing. Kane, Son. We also got Richarlison this season. Who did we get else? Pedro. We also got Antonio Conte, which is such a good manager. And now we finish 8th. We didn't even qualify for Europa Conference. You got Champions League here, Europa League here, Europa Conference under, and then we can't even qualify for the tournament under these two. And we're Tottenham Hotspur, not we. This is the team I support, so I say we. But speaking of Tottenham Hotspur, I predicted them to be 3rd this Premier League season. And 3rd is pretty high. I remember in the start of the league, everyone was saying Tottenham could compete for the title or would at least qualify for the Champions League. And what a downgrade from last season. We beat Arsenal and stole their place from top 4, and now Arsenal are 2nd and we're 8th. For the Europa League groups, I predict Arsenal to get 6th and they got 2nd. And I predict Manchester City to get 5th and they got 3rd place. Man United did a very good season, man. Rashford, who did an absolute comeback from his terrible form, and people went from hating Rashford to loving Rashford, and United now are back on track. They did lose yesterday to Manchester City, but they did win a silverware this season, which is at least something, you know. I predicted Chelsea to get 4th when they got 12th, and man, Chelsea this season, they sacked Thomas Tuchel, which is the worst decision you could have ever made. I thought it was a prank when I saw the news on Instagram, but nah, they did actually put Thomas Tuchel out, and they deserved to get 12th because after they went for Graham Potter, then they went for Lampard, the manager they sacked before, and now they take him back. So yeah, it's very confusing to be a Chelsea fan, and their players aren't performing at all. I don't know what happened to Chelsea. They were a very good club once, but now it's just done. But we could see the same thing happen for Chelsea to Manchester, where Manchester last season were terrible, absolutely terrible, and now they're 3rd. And Chelsea do have the player it takes to win, but not the manager, I'm afraid. Newcastle got top 4, and Newcastle now are in really good hands with the owner of the club, and I'm sure he will allow them to have a lot of good players. They even signed Kieran Trippier, Isaac Joelinton are going absolutely crazy this season. And last season they were nowhere near 4th place, and now they qualify for the Champions League, and I think it's their first time. I mean, not the first time, but the first time in a while Newcastle are in the Champions League. So big ups to Newcastle. Now for 2nd and 3rd place, I predicted Liverpool to get 2nd and Liverpool got 5th. Remember in the start of the season, everyone was comparing Haaland to Darwin Núñez, and now, how many goals did Darwin Núñez have? Darwin Núñez scored 20 goals in total for the club, including Champions League, tournament, Champions League, Premier League, and all the tournaments, friendlies, and everything. 20 goals, whereas Haaland scored, I think, 30 goals or more than 30 goals in only the Premier League. So yeah, it's not comparable. They're not comparable. Haaland is a beast. Arsenal bottled top 4 last season, and now they bottle top 1. These are things only the Arsenal Football Club can do. But nah, jokes aside, Arsenal did a very good season. They did lose to Brighton and clubs they could have easily beaten if they wanted to keep 1st place, but they bottled it. Maybe it's because of the pressure they felt or something else. I don't know, but they bottled top 1. Top 1 though is Manchester City, who won the Premier League, and I predicted Manchester City to win the Premier League again, so I got that prediction correct. Also, going back to Newcastle, I wanted to talk about Newcastle because I see this club being a club that could in the future, in 4 or 5 years, even overtake Manchester City. When the club was bought, I knew they would start to become better, but I didn't think the process would be that quick. I predicted them to be 10th and to slowly get better and gain their spot higher on the table, but they immediately went and got 4th place, which is brilliant. Let's see what last season they got. Last season they got 11th. So 11 to 4th, that's amazing. Also, I have a video coming. I'm gonna hype it up like crazy because it's gonna be crazy. I'll interview people during the Champions League final, asking them who you think will win. I'm sure we'll run into a bunch of drunk people. It's gonna be very funny. It's a pretty dangerous neighborhood, the one I'm going to film this video at, but you know, pray everything goes well. Stay tuned for that video. It's gonna be a very good one, and I'm so excited to film it. There's also a player, I think it's Mason Greenwood, who hit his girlfriend and now is going to trial. So if you want to see all the football players who played for Prison FC, you can watch this video right here. Thanks for watching. I have been Football Man, and I'm out.